Hi, my name is Meier and welcome to Great Leadership Skills. Leadership is an important part of running a company because you cannot run a company all by yourself. You need to have employees and therefore you need to have a set of skills which are leadership skills. So you need to be able to lead employees. Now, why am I qualified to talk about this subject? Well, in my career, I've managed, led, trained a lot of employees. And when I was in my 20s, I had about 75 employees working for a financial planning organization. Then later in my 30s, I had about 100 employees that I was managing through my sales organizations. But I also had staff like administrational staff or technical staff like geologists or PhDs or scientists. And then mostly I was dealing with salespeople. So this program is about how to be a more effective leader and what are some of the most common pitfalls and how to avoid them so that you can be a more effective leader. Part of leadership is to stay positive in every situation because there's always going to be problems, and that's just a normal occurrence of business. Problems are to be expected and they are normal. So always ask the question, what is most important right now? Let's say there's a situation or a problem and you're not quite sure how to handle it and people are emotional or even complaining. So in that moment, you have to be calm and you have to ask yourself, okay, in that situation, what is best for the company and what is best for your employees, so to speak, or for your objectives. So ask yourself always the question, what is most important right now? Be more rational, don't lose your cool, and then you're gonna do the right choice. The next important factor is to be available when there is a problem. So let's say there is a difficult situation in the office. The worst thing you can do is not show up, so not be there. So in case there is a problem, you need to physically get your butt over there and you need to deal with the situation. Because there's nothing worse in any given situation to turn off communications or to hide or to, sometimes it means that you have to cancel certain meetings because sometimes an issue is too important to do later, okay? So you can come out of a situation either stronger or you can lose your respect as a leader, making the wrong choice in that point in time. So be available when there is issues, face them, and show up. You need to have clear and strong values as a leader. Let's say you have an organization and you should know what are the things that you stand for and what are the things that you don't stand for. So in that, if you take this, then you know what needs to be done because you have clear values and you have a clear idea of what your philosophy is, okay? Now, if you have a situation though, where there's a personal, let's say, problem with an employee, always show heart. Because if you show heart in the right situation, you will have the loyalty of your employee forever. So yes, follow your rules, have clear values, but also show heart. Now, when it comes to your rules or your internal rules, let's say, you need to understand that you're dealing with a lot of different people, okay? And you cannot be like a dictator, always enforcing every single rule because that's just not realistic, that doesn't work. So you don't need to treat everybody exactly the same way. That is a myth because that's what someone who has no experience would tell you. Everybody needs to be treated the same way, otherwise it's not fair to the other employees. But in reality, people have different situations, people have different personalities, and true leaders recognize when they need to make an exception, okay? So you have your strong values, you have your rules, but you need to realize when it's time to make an exception and when you need to bend the rules in favor of, let's say, the situation or an employee. One of the prices that you have to pay of being a leader is that you are often alone with your problems and your worries. But you can never share your problems or your doubts with your employees, okay? Because no one will follow a leader who has doubts. If you have doubts, you need to talk to your superiors, or you need to talk to your wife at home, or to your best friends who have nothing to do with your business, or if you don't have any friends, then with your dog. But do not ever talk to your employees, because doubt is like a virus, and that virus will spread. When you hire a new employee, sometimes it is better to, in the beginning, when that new employee starts, to say, look, these are the rules. Here's the rule book or the rule manual. Please read it. And this is what I expect of you. And this is a no-go or a no-no. So you have to clearly communicate right from the start what is okay and what is not okay. And when you do that, you will have a lot less leadership issues later. Because the problem is, if you don't do that and the employee starts, and then later on, throughout the process of the first few months, he might, do a few things wrong, and you get more and more annoyed or angry, which kills the motivation of the employee and so forth. So it's better to, from the day one, communicate what you want, what you expect, and what is not okay, and then it's much easier for you to lead. Have a clear vision of how your organization should look like in the future. So, like you have a personal mission statement, you should also have a mission statement for your company. And you should communicate your mission statement with your team on a regular basis. And the more people believe in the same mission or the same goal, the more likely it will become a reality. So every time someone is not doing something that is in alignment with that vision, you need to tell the employees to correct their behavior, because your overall philosophy or mission is different.